Spiritual Teaching 221. Love one another. 1. People, I am going to touch your most sensitive fibers to prepare you and make you worthy of receiving my teaching. 2. I am going to tell you about the Divine Mother, about that spirit that incarnated in the second era to fulfill a high destiny. 3. Mary was sent to manifest her virtue, her example, and perfect divinity. She was not just another woman among humanity. It was a different woman, and the world contemplated her life, knew her way of thinking and feeling, knew of the purity and grace of her spirit and body. She is an example of simplicity, humility, self-denial, and love. Already, although her life has been known to the world of that time and of subsequent generations, there are many who do not know her virtue, her virginity. They do not explain the fact that she was virgin and mother. And it is that man is incredulous by nature and has failed to judge divine works with a prepared spirit. If you studied the scriptures and analyzed the incarnation of Mary and the lives of her ancestors, you would come to know who she is. 4. Mary is essentially divine. Her spirit is one with the Father and with his Son. Why judge her human? If she was the favorite daughter, announced to humanity from the beginning of time as the creature in whom would the divine word incarnate. 5. Then why does man blaspheme and doubt my power and disrespect my works? It is that man has not deepened in my divine teaching. He has not meditated on what the scriptures speak, nor does he accept my will. 6. Today, in the third era, he also doubts that she comes to communicate with men, and I tell you that she has participation in all my works, because it is the representation of the most tender love that is housed in my divine spirit. 7. I have given you proof of this truth and have allowed the prophets of all time to testify of Mary as the universal mother. Today those who possess this gift have also seen it manifest itself in symbols or allegories that represent it. You have felt her maternal influence that caresses you, her strength and consolation alleviating your sorrows. And you also present that her intercession has saved you from many dangers. In this time in which the world is traveling through different paths led by science in a dizzying race, in which materialization, vanity, and pleasures have taken him away from the true way. 8. That is why I come to call the heart of my people to teach it and send it later as an emissary of this good news. 9. My envoys have always been unknown, but do not fear. The Almighty is with his servants. I myself was unknown, since not everyone knew how to see in Christ the presence of God, and they only managed to see in him a prophet or illuminated. 10. I had to give testimony of myself with my life, my works, and my superhuman death. And before that truth, I know many raised up with burning faith in their hearts, who testified of my doctrine. 11. Even dead I did not abandon you, because after the sacrifice I manifested myself spiritually in fullness of life. I arrived among my people of the spiritual valley, and there I prepared them, enveloped them in my light, adorned them with the white garment of purity, and I sent them to the world to incarnate again. But the time came to gather the tribes of my people, and I made the call to this scrap of earth, because you are truly the people of Israel, but not by blood, but by spirit. My kingdom is not of this world, nor is your eternal abode is on earth. 12. See your King and Lord, how he descends among human evil full of humility and love to make his teachings to the dead in the light of the third era. 13. No longer seek me in idolatrous worship. It is no longer time for you to love me with fanaticism. From the earliest times I have fought these evil inclinations among you and have revealed direct communication with my spirit through prayer. 14. The scriptures of past times could reveal to you what I repeat today. But man has dared to falsify my truths to spread them adulterated. And there you have a spiritually sick, tired, and lonely humanity. 15. That is why my voice of alert is heard through the spokesperson, because I don't want you to find confusion. 16. Along the path that I am tracing for you, you will be able to find the one that I taught you in the past, because they are all one and the same. 17. Men go walking with anxiety, in search of justice, truth, charity, and love. They stumble and falling before human indifference, but those who have heard this voice in the third era, have felt my presence and in my essence have quenched your hunger, your thirst, and your pain. However, among those who have witnessed my manifestation, there are those who deny it, believing it impossible for God to communicate through sinful man. The unbeliever, I say, that the most pure light of the divinity will not be tarnished with human sin, because my light is infinitely superior to the good or bad works of men. And furthermore, I have come to give light to those who are in the shadows. 18. There is a divine pleasure in reaching the sinner, comforting his heart, making him feel my Father's warmth and making him know the taste of the bread of eternal life. 19. You who hear me and know that you form the Lord's people, understand that up to now you have not fulfilled the mission that I assigned to you from the beginning of time, that you have hidden the law and have sown the paths of pain. But bitterness and vicissitudes have made you know the pain, so that you can understand and love your sister, humanity. 20. My word is universal, but if it is not heard by everyone, it is because of its materialism. What a band of darkness it is that covers her eyes, and her spiritual ear has lost the sensitivity to listen to the divine word. 21. Times of danger are approaching. War with its wealth of pain, misery, and mourning will once again shake man. Minds and spirits will be troubled. And all this will speak to mankind of their lack of obedience to my laws of love and justice. But, as a father of love, I will stand before chaos and make my light shine in the sky as a dawn of peace and redemption. 22. I am preparing you so that you may be the light of the world tomorrow, that you may be life and bread, charity and love among yourselves as brothers. 23. Penetrate my word, and in its essence you will find me. 24. My word is light and peace for the spirit, descends in these moments to your heart. My light looks for that people that in 3 eras has received my divine lessons. 25. Israel was sleeping, when suddenly the signs of my arrival began to wake her up and disturb her. I introduced myself among men and opened a new era for them. 26. I brought in my new lessons, greater teachings than those of the past times, because I found more capacity in minds and further evolution in spirits. 27. Do not take as a distinction the fact of having chosen a people of the earth among the others. I love everyone the same as my children and the peoples they have formed. 28. Each people brings a mission to earth, and the destiny that Israel has brought is to be among humanity, a prophet of God, the beacon of faith and the path of perfection. 29. My prophecies and revelations that I have made to you from the earliest times did not have a fair interpretation, because the time had not yet come for humanity to understand them. 30. Yesterday, Israel was a people of the earth. Today, it is a multitude scattered throughout the world. Tomorrow, God's people will be formed by all the spirits, which in perfect harmony will form together with their Father, the divine family. 31. My word is the book of wisdom that will make man penetrate an unknown life, higher and more beautiful. You will know its essence, and through its spirit you will understand the revelations that before seemed an unfathomable arcane, and that I was ready to reveal them to him when the hour was arrived. 32. You will seek and love spiritual teachings, and as you pursue that ideal, you will feel that your walk becomes light on earth. Every hour that passes, Every day and every year that passes brings you closer to the culmination of that time. 33. I am pouring out my word so that when it ceases to be heard, you will not fall into confusion. I don't want to surprise the first or the last and prepare. With how much confidence can you later surrender to your fulfillment if you know how to understand and obey my commands? 34. You need to shed many practices that still tarnish your life and your worship. You must be interested to elevate your existence more, so that you get to read in the divine book that is in me. 35. I speak to the spirit more than to the heart, because it is the one that can conceive that which means elevation and eternity. And to those who have made this earth their eternal mansion, and in it he seeks his glory, honors, pleasures, and power, I tell them, look at your world shaken with pain, populated with misery and desolation, and illuminated by the false lights of a selfish and vain science. 36. All the life and works of men are judged at these moments. Nature through its elements touches spirits and speaks to hearts. 37. I will ask each creature, what is the fruit of its sowing? What will be your response to the eternal? And you, multitudes who have heard my voice at this time and know that in every word of mine you have received a command, what will you answer when the time comes? 38. Truly I tell you, I am giving some and others the necessary time so that they do not appear naked in front of me, stained or miserable. I want you strong so that you know how to face the vicissitudes, the great life lessons, and temptations. 39. Truly I tell you, you are stronger than you think. But you need to penetrate more into my doctrine so that you know how to discover within yourself the spiritual treasure with which each creature is gifted. 40. You can solve conflicts, dispel darkness and make light, ward off evil and attract good. 41. Soldiers of God will be called those who know how to wield their weapons and overcome all adversity with them. The spirits more intuitively evolved will protect their weaker brothers, and these, in turn, will sense near which heart will feel more secure. 42. The greatness of man will not be given by his earthly possessions, nor by his titles, nor their attire. In the poor may be a spirit elevated by their evolution and spirituality, and among them there are many who will manifest the eternal truth to humanity. 43. This hour in which you meet with me is for you a moment of spiritual joy, because you are ready to receive my inspiration and my innates. Your spirit has been purifying to receive the essence of this teaching and to understand it. 44. Some of you have been docile and have been willing to listen to me. Others have persisted in ignoring me, and I wait patiently for the awakening of these disciples. I have come as a warrior, and I have launched myself to conquer the spirits, because they are my children. It will not be rigor that will overcome your reluctance, but my love and my patience. I want you to look at me, that you recognize me, so that you can love me and know that you live within the universe that I jealously rule, and that you must follow the path of righteousness that I have outlined for you. 45. I have given you the law and I have awaited your fulfillment based on what your consciousness tells you. I have not imposed my will, since I have given you your own will, free will, faculties, to make you similar to me. More if you want to know my desire, I will tell you that I want to see you walk jealously within my laws of justice, free of errors, so that you leave your descendants a good seed, a clear example, a luminous path. 46. The lesson that I leave you today for your improvement is part of the book of my word, in which is contained my wisdom to be studied and felt, more with the spirit than with the mind or the heart. 47. There is a lot of poverty in the spirit of men due to their scarce spirituality, hence sadness, orphanhood, hunger. This humanity that I love so much needs to feed on wisdom, pure essence, and only the divine word will fortify it, so that humanity has the testimony of the people who have heard me. Will still have to await your preparation and dedication to the fulfillment of your mission. 48. I have taught you to work with the Spirit, so that your work may be lavish in benefits. I have told you that where your body cannot go, because you cannot bridge the distances, your spirit can carry your message and prepare the environment of peoples and nations that are in danger, of homes that have been invaded by grief, or of sick who invoke charity. All this you can do in my name. I allow it so that you can show me greater merits. 49. There is no distance for the Spirit that it cannot bridge. You can take your prayer or a good wish to your brothers, and you will not find an obstacle that stops you in your eagerness to send your message of goodwill to others. 50. Your spirit senses that the time is near when it must enter a stage of greater elevation, in that he has to achieve the understanding of his gifts in all their significance. 51. I do not want you to be left without receiving until the last of the lessons that I have to deliver. I will let you know my work of this time from the first to the last part, so that you feel qualified to present humanity the testimony of my word with your works of love. 55. After this life you will go to other worlds to receive new lessons, and there you will find new opportunities to keep climbing and perfecting yourself. If you have fulfilled your duties as men, you will leave this world with satisfaction for the mission accomplished, bringing tranquility in your spirit. 56. At this time I have sent you not only so that you may be saved, but I have entrusted you with a legion of beings, some embodied and others disembodied, for which you must be guides and guardians. 57. You must take my word to all of you with the same purity with which I have given it. Simple in its exterior and deep in its background. Substantial, full of revelations for all, whether it be understood or rude. And after great struggles that are going to be fought in the world in search of the truth, my doctrine will triumph. A single idea will prevail. The worship of men to my divinity will be simplified to become spiritual. You will have known all the roads and you will have chosen the shortest to reach me. 61. Whenever humanity has been in danger, I have come to save it. Today I am preparing my people to be a bulwark of this humanity that has engaged in so many struggles, that has fallen into a chaos of which it has not been able to get up. When this test has passed, the iris of peace will shine. 62. Who of you will be on earth at that time? Who will see that area of peace? Truly I tell you, that day is not far off. And then this world will be an image of the land of promise that exists in the hereafter. 63. Love, which is the principle and the reason for being in you, will be in all the hearts in which a worship will rise simple and pure that will come to me. 64. You have not thought about tomorrow, and you wait quietly for events. You are confident that the Master will come out in defense of his work, and you must remember that with my work, it is the man whom I have come to rescue. I always have come against your enemies. These are vanity, your selfishness, your attachment to the world, its materialism. And I want you to be invincible soldiers in that fight so that you stop and extinguish the evil that lives in you today. 65. Repentance, like purifying water, is washing the spirits, and the light is penetrating them. The recognition of my mandates, good intentions have begun to germinate. 66. I bless all the works and good thoughts of my children. 67. I come to grant you what you need. What can these creatures give you through whom I communicate to feed your spirit? Although they are like you, carry my image and my virtues, they are not qualified to offer you the bread of the Spirit. Look at them only as my instruments for this communication that I have established with man. 68. The spirit of Israel has evolved, and even so it has not reached complete spirituality. And it has been necessary for me to speak through human understanding. I gave you my teachings in material language to make me understood by you. 69. The times in which Jesus, my incarnate word, manifested himself to men, have passed. He is an example for today's spokespeople, and if they follow suit, they will achieve great inspirations and great crowds will follow. 70. Not everyone has understood my work written with indelible letters throughout the ages. That's why I approach you to help you analyze my lesson from times past and study the present revelations. Free yourselves, people. No more slavery or captivity. Be free to love, believe, think, and work for the universal good. 71. Seek and recognize in yourselves the similarity that you have with me, to do powerful works, and let my image be seen in your works of love towards your brothers. If, on the other hand, you stray from the path, you will stray from your Creator, and you will not allow my Spirit to manifest itself in your works. You will be limiting the virtues with which I have donated. You will lose the route, and you will not know where you have come from, where you are going, and when will be your return to the Lord. 72. The spirit of men is hungry. It seeks in religions, ideas, or doctrines the food that it needs, to feel called from his Father, and does not know where to find it. I spoke to his spirit from the mountain, so that he may learn to rise and reach direct communication with my spirit. 73. I invite everyone to my mansion. I have made my manifestations palpable. As a good shepherd, I am pointing to the sheepfold that it is my bosom, to make the spirits rest in it. 74. I will give everything to you for that journey back to the Father. Analyze the essence of my word, and in it you will have the knowledge and the necessary strength. 75. Do not distinguish anyone. On all roads there are men of good will, spirits who love me and who know how to receive my gifts. Bear in mind my precept that tells you, love one another. My peace be with you.